So here we are at the Players Championship. What is how many you've played in a dozen or more? 15 of these.
This is This will be my 17.
Is this course changed any for you?
No, it's always hard. It's always hard, especially now that it can be. It's not going to be cool this week. It's going to be nice actually, but when it gets cold, this course is hard.
Have you ever played great here?
I finished third once.
And what did you do well then?
I must have putted well. I must have putted, got up and down well.
So
I probably didn't hit in the water. I probably hit it away from trouble. Got up and down. Probably had some miracle saves.
And what do you think you have to do this week to play good?
This week it's soft and it's kind of muddy out there.
Shouldn't be, right?
It shouldn't be. It is. There's a lot of mud balls.
Do you think they're going to let it dry?
They can't. How can they? I mean, thing starts in 2 days. The sun doesn't come out. The sun hasn't been out in 3 days.
Hasn't burned off, really.
We played the Saturday and Sunday. It was blowing 25. You know, I hit 5 iron into 1 the other day. And then today I hit wedge.
Yeah.
That's how you know how it is. The winds go.
Sure.
It's hard. And then when you get mud on the ball, on 11 the other day, I hit a perfect drive. Nice little draw down there. Couldn't get there because of the wind. So I laid up with a 6 iron, and it flew like a knuckle right in the water. So now it's like...
We may talk about this tonight, but this course looks good.
Now the layup is hard.
But not everyone's liking it so far because there's too much mud on the ball.
Everybody's talking about mud ball. They're talking about it. And it's a real thing. And I get pissed about it because
the
tour says it's not part of the game. It's part of the game.
Oh, it's absolutely part of the game.
Couldn't be any more part of the game. Couldn't be any more part of it. You know, that's the thing that's hard about 11. If you hit a nice drive and you have a 245-yard shot, you're really thinking about going for it until you look down at your ball.
You see any of it.
You've got any of it on there going, well, we don't want to go right, but we also don't want to go big left.
It used to be in the old days, if you had some mud on your ball, yes, it was crazy. But now it seems like even a little bit of mud these days with this ball, because the ball spins less,
anyway,
it goes crazy.
With this ball just did a knuckle dive right in the water with a 6 iron. And then I made the same swing, no mud, and it was just perfect.
Sure.
But we're talking 25, 30 yards off line with a 6 iron.
I know.
And then I had another one on 15, had another great drive, hit 5 iron to that one, knuckle to the right. I mean,
are you disappointed that it's wet? Because
I'm very disappointed. I like.
We just played 2 hours ago at Bay Hill, super dry, right? Super hard.
I like when this course is fast and firm.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I was talking to Dustin Johnson today in the Starbucks. He just finished playing. He goes, man, he said the course is soaked.
Somehow.
He said, I don't understand.
I don't understand either. Can they not do sub-air for fairways?
No.
I think they could. It'd be pretty expensive. It's probably yes.
Well, but if you got a $77 million clubhouse that you use one time a year for us, you think maybe you can put some sub-air in the fairways. You obviously have the budget. The course is immaculate. It's It's an incredible shape.
If it was dry.
How's 17 green? Because the guys that I spoke to today said 17 green is terrible. It is in horrible shape.
They had to resod the front?
Both fronts, yeah. Front left and front right. it is not very good. But it's actually
there's always a theory that, and I don't adhere to this theory, that when you put a overseed, you're essentially putting two crops in one hole. You put the Bermudas there, and then you put another seed on. The reason they put the overseed on is because it germinates at like 35 degrees, so it comes up easy. That's why it's in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then you've got a great look.
Correct.
Oh, the look is fantastic.
But you've got two crops feeding off one set of nutrients. So you have these areas that have come about, like 17, will die back, or in 4 I saw today.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely attributed to two crops sucking off one nutrient.
And it's also why when Pete Dye went in and said they got to redo stuff, the clump that he took in and threw down on Fincham's desk was this, because of how much work you have to keep putting top dressing over and over and over again. And
that's what he did in Malaysia. They did TPC Malaysia.
Yeah.
What did Fincham do? I mean, sorry.
So Pete Dye at one point said the only way to fix this course is to tear it up.
Start over.
But tear up that much. That's what he did in Malaysia.
He went and took it. He basically cut a chunk out of the fairway and took it and threw it on Fincham's desk and said, "This is why you can't get the course perfect, because this is all the years of trying to keep
Just
what
mud.
you were saying.
Especially mud.
Those two crops.
Sucking up all the one nutrient.
You got to in order to run 2 crops, you got to put 2 fertilizer
Yeah.
on them. You got to put nutrients on them,
And that's why-
now that keeps.
And by the way, that's why it's so wet,
Yes.
because they've got to keep it
They
in
have to
there.
Keep it wet so it can grow.
Keep it in there.
Yes.
It's wet, and then we had that little shower on Monday morning, and it wasn't a little shower. It was actually pretty big rain. And all that takes is just that little. And
It
the
sits
mud
on the
is
top.
unbelievable.
It sits on top almost like a water on top of a piece of plastic. It's slippery. It's
It's unfortunate
slick.
because it looks. They have cleaned it up so well. It's so pretty. It's so nice. They've got it phenomenal. But the mud ball is a big thing. It really is. It's
So what do you the natural inclination to think is, how do you deal with mud balls, right? You're a high hitter. Not great for you. I'm a low hitter. I would skid one out there. I
but
would hit one.
everybody's had. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you hit it low or high. You can't even make it skip.
No, it doesn't matter.
What do you have to do this week, knowing what's coming? You're a veteran player. What do you have to do get the kind of week going that you want to have? How do you get started here?
Well, Thursday we're on 1, so depending on the wind, it'd be nice to get a birdie on the first 2 holes.
Yeah.
Depending on where the pin is, you can birdie 2 holes.
What's your wider scope first? Is it to be no mistakes over 2 days, or is it?
I mean, no mistakes. I've been making a lot of mistakes. Like last week, I hit like 4 balls in the water. And that doesn't in 2 days. You can't do it.
You can't do it. You can't recover.
The thing is, I only missed a cut by 6 or something. But I had all these water balls, and
People ask us who's going to win. What's going to win? You can kind of get it, but you almost know for sure what the cut's going to be. It's going to be one under or even.
Right.
So if you get to hitting a few balls in the water, that makes
really
you got to get 2 or 3 more birdies to overcome that one water ball, and then can you do it?
You
And
got to
this,
stay out of trouble. You got to hit it. You've got to hit it really good. Like you said, you've got to challenge the lines that they are, but you got to stay out of the trouble. Everybody knows you can't bail on an 18, but you challenge that water and you go in the water. Now you got stress.
you said you get off to a good start, 1 through 2 under. That's good. What if you don't? Where else is there an opportunity on this course?
You can't. To my opinion, this is not a course you can chase. You can't chase birdies here. You can't fire at pins thinking you're going to birdie like 4 in a row.
I always felt like, for me, there was a little bit of a breather once I got through 8. 9 was a bit of a breather to walk.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get a chance at 9 if you just play the hole without falling over.
Yeah.
You're going to have a wedge to something.
10, you got to hit a nice.
And if you hit a decent tee shot at 10, you're going to get something. And then 11, you got another look.
Right.
Yeah, but 11 can turn into stress real quick. If you hit a great drive, but then you don't hit your second shot, you're looking, you're gonna have some action.
Yeah.
Even though everybody thinks.
But that's the
an
only part of the
automatic
course that I thought, for me, was once I got through 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12's not so walkable now, though, anymore.
No, it's different.
You're not just hitting that 4-iron there and then a little elbow on the green. Now you have options. You can lay up. Once again, if you don't lay up,
How will
properly,
you play 12 this week?
depends on the wind. We've played.
Let's say it stays out of the south, which would be down off the right.
I'll hit driver.
will.
Driver down that right side because they've got it nice and mowed nicely, so you can actually chip on the green. I hit on the green the other day.
In one.
Yeah, and if the wind comes the other way, you hit 3-iron there, and we hit sandwich on.
Okay. So you've got a strategy for downwind. You go driver into the wind.
We've already played. We played four times now. I missed Cub Bay Hill. We drove up Saturday. We played Saturday. It was blowing a hooey into us, and then it went the other way the next day. So I played the front 9, the back 9, the front 9 in different winds. And tomorrow we're going to play the back 9. I don't know what's the wind tomorrow.
South, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll have another one.
How do you play 17 under pressure? Which it's always under pressure.
It's always under pressure. I try to hit it like those front pins. We hit it middle. Back pins, middle.
Yeah.
If I had to, absolutely had to make a 2 on that right pin.
Make a 30-footer.
I hope the wind's off the right. I hope the wind's off the right, and I can kind of hold it and hopefully get a good number there.
That's going to be rare. You're not going to get the wind off the right this week.
No, exactly.
It's coming out of the south all week, so it's going to be down off the left.
I'm going to play for that middle ridge, and that's going to be it. What does it play to that number?
Now, I know this. I know what it was for me, but it's got your attention Thursday, right? Every day.
Yeah.
It's actually
Every day.
worse. It's actually worse on Thursday because if you make a mistake on Thursday, you
If
can't.
you leave there with a 5 or 6,
you can't recover.
And then you got to go to 18.
Not as
then you make another 5 or 6 there. Your tournament's over.
We'll get to 18, but 17. If you make a mistake at 17 on Thursday or Friday, you got a big chance of missing the cut.
Yes.
And anyone knows you can tow it, you can mishit it, you can catch it a little thin, and the gust could get
the wind
you.
That gets in those.
Is it too much? Is
no.
the hole too much,
No,
or is
it's
it
not.
perfect?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've been playing it all the way in the back. It can be a sandwich, it can be a wedge, depending on the wind.
But downwind this week's, even if it's short, that's not cake either, because the wind can knock it down.
Yeah.
That's the problem with those stands. Is it can get in the stands and swirl, and you think it's doing it. I think it's one of the hard. Well, I don't think it's one of the hardest, but I find it difficult to exactly know.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so 18. 18 is another whole animal on its own. It's harder than the tee shot, way harder than the tee shot at 18 at Pebble Beach.
Way harder. Not even close.
18, Jack moved the tee at 18 out into the water, which I thought was a mistake because
now it's easier.
Because it's now easy. You hit across the water.
Right.
Yeah.
But Pete Dye famously wrote that he said, "I want the water slapping up against your ankles. and he does that there. It's up against you.
No, that's right there. But they don't play the tee over there. They play it all the way to the right.
I understand, but I'm saying on this course, you've got to stand with your ankles on the bulkhead.
Oh yeah. No, and I do. I go all the way left.
Do you? And you're playing out and back.
I'm trying. I'm not playing out and back because I'm not really that
Just
big
out.
draw. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it middle to right.
Yeah.
In that zone right there. I'm not really worried about chasing it down the railroad ties.
When you think about this course, I think you just said it, but I want people to understand that when you're standing on 18, you only have 15 yards that you're interested in.
That's it.
With
you cannot bail out.
With a
If you
3
bail
wood.
out, it's almost an automatic 5.
Now, when you play a different course, you can go in the trees and recover, whatever, play Riviera, you slice it over in the trees, still make a par, whatever.
18 is fantastic because there's.
But here you're
really
talking about a 15
you got to sack
yard
it up. You
deal.
got to sack it up and
Sack it up.
You've got to hit a shot.
And then it's not over either once you hit your tee shot.
Not even close. No. Not even
So what do you got for your second shot?
Well, we had 4 iron the other day. We had 8 iron yesterday.
It's plenty.
It's more than plenty, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to have it down off the right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Love to. That
You
in off the left-
may have it down off the right this week.
Well, the in off the left it's about as hard as a hole as you're going to find.
I don't want to say this, but when I won the tournament, it was in off the left both times, and it was gross. Mm-hmm. It was as hardest tee shot as you've ever imagined.
You know what you have to do.
The second shot was slightly easier because it was dead into.
Yeah,
A dead into is way better than in off the left.
of course.
Yeah, but in off the left off the tee is so.
They're phenomenal holes. I love this course. I've had a little success, not great, but I know how to play it.
It's all execution.
Yeah, you have to be able to let go and go. This is a shot that's required. This is the shot I have to hit. If you don't pull it off, there's a major penalty.
Yeah, my theory here was that I was, you
can't guide it around here.
No, you can't guide. There's no guide.
No.
You might as well let it go because you're going to miss a cut either way. So you might as well let it go.
You might as well at least try. At least try to pull the shot that's required to hit the hole.
I used to take the attitude here that I know what is required from me shot wise. I'm going to go out and see if I can hit them. I'm going to play as safe as I can when I think I can play safe, and I'm going to play as aggressive as I can when I thought I could, and see how I turn out. And if it turns out after Friday I'm still in it, I'm in it. But I'm not going to, for example, get on number 18 and go and hit it in the trees right. I'm not doing it.
You can make 5 or 6.
I'm going to make 5 or 6 anyway, so I might as well try to hit my line.
Yeah, exactly.
Force myself to make a decent
Because
swing.
if you try to hit the shot and you draw it, let's say it carries far enough down there, and let's say it happens to go in, but you're far enough down, you still on the green, make 5.
Yeah.
If you go right, you're making 5 anyway. So what you're saying, big deal. You've got to chip out over here.
Right.
Yeah.
And chip out, it still isn't that easy because
Because you can't really advance it up there that far.
You're not going up, and hopefully it doesn't run left.
Yeah.
It's a great. I love this place. There's so much risk reward.
So it doesn't favor anyone really. It favors the guy that's hitting it in the center of the face.
It favors a guy.
That's one of the things that makes this place so beautiful. When you look at the past champions, you can't go, this course favors
No, it doesn't favor
anyone. Doesn't
favors a
favor
guy.
anyone.
It favors a guy that plays, just absolutely plays the best of
If I looked at that leaderboard, that past champions list, okay, I'm on it. I know that. That's not what I'm talking about. If I had to pick one guy that I said would win on this tournament, who's on that list, you know who it would be? It would be Cal Pete.
Calvin Pete.
Calvin Pete hit
Yeah.
85% of his fairways and like 80% of his greens the year that he won,
Good.
and that works
Yeah.
here.
Well, it works.
You can't beat him here.
Correct.